With the upcoming Frostline DLC for DayZ, it's the perfect time to finally make a video on this game. So there are ways to play this completely offline, but not on official servers. So we are going to focus on what you can do in this game as a solo player without having to download mods and fiddle with additional stuff. You will see other players in this game, but it is pretty rare. It also doesn't mean the game cannot be enjoyed if you play by yourself. The best way to learn the game is by playing on the official servers. Ideally, you could pick one that has a low population, since the game world is absolutely massive with 220 square kilometers. It is relatively unlikely that you are going to encounter a player there, and if you do, it is probably every couple hours at most. You could also find a good community-run non-PvP server. Players could likely still kill you, but most will refrain from doing so, since they will get banned from the server. But focusing on the official servers, pretty much everything in the game is doable alone. It is just a different approach than being in a group. Starting out alone, you will spawn on the coast like everyone else. Being solo here is actually kind of nice, because you can figure things out without pressure. You can learn how the zombies work, practice fighting them, which isn't too bad once you get the hang of blocking and backing up, and get used to finding food and water without someone else constantly eating your supplies. The survival aspects can be tough at first. This is an unforgiving game, but they are totally manageable solo. Once you understand how things work, you can hunt animals by yourself. Just need to be careful about approaching them quietly. Water is easy enough to find at wells in towns, and you can cook your food at fireplaces in houses, or try to make your own fires outside. Being alone means you don't have to share resources, but you do need to be more careful about managing them. Base building is different when you're solo, and very challenging, but still doable. You need a ton of stuff for just a single wall, like rope and sticks, an axe, a shovel, a saw to make planks, nails and a hammer. This is no small feat. Therefore most solo players go for smaller, hidden bases, rather than massive compounds. Repairing cars is probably the trickiest thing to do, since you need to gather quite a few parts, so be patient and stick to one vehicle. A big difference as a solo player comes down to interactions with others. You have to be more cautious, because bumping into a group alone can be rough. The biggest problem here perhaps is the no mic, no life rule. The community adapted to. If players spot other players and you have no mic enabled, they will in 90% of cases kill you, simply because they don't know if you are friendly or a threat. Now most players still kill each other anyway, even with a mic, so in the end it doesn't matter as much as it sounds. And like I said in the beginning, if you choose a low population server, then there are maybe 10 or 20 people on that map, and the chances that you will see them on 220 square kilometers is pretty slim, and getting smaller and smaller the further you distance yourself from the coast. That is not to say that you should get comfortable and attached to your character. Dying is part of the game, and it will happen to everyone. Every death is usually a valuable experience, and you will start completely from scratch on your next playthrough, making it an entirely unique experience. Yes, you don't have anyone watching your back, but you also don't have anyone giving away your position or making stupid choices that get you killed. A lot of players actually prefer solo, because this is survival in its purest form. Some of the best moments come from being alone in the wilderness, and even the tiniest victory here is yours. And that sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.